Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at Nvidia stock, and let's address what you saw on the thumbnail of this video. $97 this coming week. Can Nvidia go to $97? Junior Trader, what the heck are you talking about? Nvidia can never go down to $97. Well, so let's talk about the possibilities of that, guys, in this video. As you know, I like to work my way through the technicals and the data and then build a confluence around that. So $97 is where we have the big support. All right, now there is some structural, when I say big support, I mean a big next level where I do expect, if price action comes down there, I think that will be the end of the downtrend on Nvidia if Nvidia continues this downtrend that we are in right now. Before going further, guys, right away, I just want to let you also know none of this is any financial advice. It's only for education purposes. I'm sharing my opinion, and please go and do what you think is the best right decision for you in the stock market. I'm just sharing my opinion here. All right, nothing is financial advice here. All right, so there are a couple of levels I'll also show you on the hourly interval that comes before $97, and that is the level of $106. The reason it's not showing up on this higher time frame is because the weight of this particular area on the significant level is right now not strong enough, because we haven't yet gotten out of the distribution phase and some other strong levels that Nvidia first needs to break. But on the lower time frame, it does show up. It was showing up if you see my videos a couple of weeks ago when price was somewhere over here, I think then 106 was there. But since then the price has gained a lot of weight around this area where it's trying to find consolidation, and that's why just the priority order, it shows up on the lower time frame. But we'll go through that all of it in this video. So if you have access to my tools and you are surprised that where did that level go, I just provided you the reason for that. All right, so now what we have in the price action lately on Nvidia, right? We are in the ongoing downtrend here, right? We have lower highs, lower lows. $128 level as what I was talking about last week. I mean, when I say $128 level, guys, give it some cents up or down, okay? 128 some cents or something, right? Once we lost this level, I was talking about that, guys, that will be the loss of this pivot on this recent uptrend that Nvidia was in, and that will push it down to the $117 is something I talked about from the last weekend, actually, that I did a video that $140 or $117, right? And I talked about more likelihood is to come down to $117, and precisely, guys, we touched down over there at $117, right? So yes, we are in the downtrend. We haven't because we lost the $128 that activated the supply zone pivots, and we also have a next pivot forming, and this overall structure is going in the downtrend, right? So we are in the downtrend there from the higher supply zones and already ongoing in these downtrends that we are in on the overall structure as well. Now the big next move is definitely below this $117 and 50 days moving average. Break below this is a big move to the downside. So $97. Let's talk about first the possibility of that. I'll take you then to the hourly interval in just a second. So definitely, guys, once we lose this level, it's going. So there are a couple of scenarios that can happen here, and that's why we have to be careful with that. So first one being, if we just break 50 days moving average straight away, you have to see how this, well, the flush would continue, but you have to see if by the end of the day, this particular day, are you seeing a wick form down here and a buying happening? That just shows us that it's a liquidity grab, because below this there will be many stop losses, all right, for the bulls. So those stop losses would be hit, and if we get bought back up, that means that was just a liquidity grab. However, if we close a deep red candle down here, that just means it's a confirmed flush, and then the next time if we continue lower, that's just continuing lower. Otherwise, if we next day start to go up, unless and until we are not getting above blue box, there is nothing to worry about in the downtrend. This is for the short players, all right? But if we get above the blue box, then we're in the bullish territory. The reason I'm more focusing from the perspective of short sellers right now, because the trend is negative, right? Trend is downtrending. I focus more on the bullish side of the talking or the perception when the trend is in the uptrend, right? And I'll talk about the bulls case as well. Don't you worry, bulls. I'm going to talk about your case as well. Oh well, I just talked about that. If you see a wick down there, right? Unfortunately, that's your only savior right now. But there is one more savior, and that is if we don't even break this $117. So we'll talk about that in just a second, guys. Let me take you on the hourly interval for that. But before that, what I want to talk about is how much range can we fetch? $97, right? So Nvidia is doing what, just shy of $6 average range, so $5.68 you can see on my dashboard down here. So let's give it $5, right? So that's what, 25 if just keeps falling, right? For the next 5 days, which is unlikely. It's not going to just keep falling for the next 5 days. It will be pullbacks. But let's go down $25. Wow, yeah, that's quite low. Yeah, we are already below 97. That's $90 already. Okay, let's say on average, it goes down for 3 days on average, right? 5 days. Sorry, average move $5. I'm still giving it some benefit here. I'm not going as 5.50 an average move because that's technically what it is. So you can see even if we do 3 days average $5 move, we are still coming down to $101. And if I do $5.50, definitely we are hitting $97 target, right? So precisely if I just do this average range, right, 5.68, and I just do 5.5, let's say, right, 5.5 times 3 here, right, 15, and then 1.5 add on top of that, almost, right? Yeah, I'm calculating it right. So that will be 16.5 range, right? So very close, we will be coming down to $97, not right? So you get my point. You get my point. Even on average range, just for 3 days, right? Let's say, we fall one day and then we little bit get bought back up, fall another day, got bought back up. But you get my point, right? Average range that is coming out is like on 3 days, like $5.50 or so. So you get my point. Almost $97. So it's not out of the picture, but at least once we lose this blue box, guys, $97 likelihood will start to increase quite a lot. But there's one more level before that, which I was talking about in the beginning of this video, and that is $106. So that will show up on the intraday level, and here you go, just around 106. Here we go. Yeah, you can see this blue dotted line over here. So yes, if we lose this blue box 117 with the 50 days moving average, it opens up the door at least to 106 going into this week, if not necessarily 97. So that's a possibility, just saying. And tomorrow when I'll do options video, I'll talk through the options data as well with you guys and show you around how things are looking like. So that's that, guys. All right. So also on the daily interval, you can see that we never even regained the bullish we didn't even try to regain the bullish structure on Nvidia. You can see $123 level was that. If we would have gone above that, that would have looked like, okay, it may go up, but no, it just kept rejecting, right, and just fell. So 117 is, and this is what I also mentioned, that this likelihood will just go choppy now in this area for this week. And once we hit 117, because 50 days moving average is providing it that support from underneath, right? So let's go to the hourly interval now, and let's talk about what to watch in the price action. So now talking about from the lens of intraday as well, and what to watch, because we'll talk about bullish case as well and bearish case as well. So let's talk about the bullish case first. Now for the bulls, guys, definitely 50 days moving average above you want to stay, and you want to stay above this $117 as well. If Nvidia can do that, all right, and there's a trend line that was forming here, guys, right? You can see it's still rejecting sort of this trend line. It's not going to be penny to penny accurate, but I'm just trying to give you a sense of where this trend line is, right? So you get my point, right? We have been rejecting this trend line still. For the bulls, it's a very simple play. If Nvidia can get out of this trend line without breaking further below 117 and also above 20 and 50 hours moving average, it's a bullish intraday play, at least intraday play rebound. Okay, it's not going to change structure bullish, the full on bullish is not. It's just intraday upside that could be traded with that. if we get out of this trend line and also above this 20 and 50 hours moving average without breaking below 117 and 50 days moving average. That's very important. Now, if we break 50 days, if we break $117 and 50 days moving average, guys, that may give a brutal sell-off. Now, there's two things that can happen, right? Now, the thing is that if we sell off, the reason I said that without breaking 117 for the bulls, let's say we break and then we start to get bought back up, this trend line is not sufficient enough. Oh, sorry, this trend line just getting out and above of it is not sufficient enough then, because we need to also then finally get out of 117. But you get my point, right? By the time if we break 117 and falls below that blue box and 50 days moving average, we are already underneath of the blue box when we break this 50 days moving average. But still, there is a possibility we may continue go up if it happens really quick. But the strength is of less likelihood, but still, it's still possible even if it breaks. And but just make sure it's not like later in the afternoon when it tries to come back up. Then later power hour is your only chance. But I would still say that it's better for the bulls if it doesn't break below 117 and then breaks to the upside, because a 20 and 50 hours moving average would just be up here. So technically, this, even if rebound starts to come in the later hour after breaking below the blue box of 117, you're just not going to get above 20 and 50 hours moving average. And that means that not more buyers are going to come. And by the time things would even build for that, the day would be over, right? So that's why I'm saying that for the bulls, if it just doesn't break, that's better. If it still breaks, you can see if it from the VIX comes back up quickly. But yeah, and otherwise, yeah, just once it loses 108 and 17 with 50 days moving average and the volume is really strong on the sell-off, no pivots forming, no double bottoms forming, no consolidation forming in the price action, then it's just a flush, right? So that's how to look for and trade Nvidia going into this week, guys, in my opinion. And so that's pretty much it. So yes, it opens up the door possibly if as we lose this 50 days moving average with 117 down to 106 and $97, but on the thumbnail you will see $97. All right, yeah, okay, because that's still a possibility, right? So on the average, I just did the numbers calculation with you in the beginning of the video. All right, guys, so yeah, that's it for this video. Yes, bears are in control right now of Nvidia. And with that, guys, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care. Bye.